And Barca's unbeaten streak is over. Dortmund beats them 3-1 the second leg. But it's not enough. It's not enough to take Dortmund through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. And as of right now, Barcelona, alongside Paris Saint-Germain, has qualified to the semi-finals of the Champions League. But listen, it wasn't easy for them. It looked a bit tense at one point of the game, especially when Dortmund made it 2-0 and when they made it 3-1 and they had about 15 minutes to go to pretty much get 2 more goals, and they were very close to get a 4th goal with the offside, which was, to be fair, deserved. It was the right call for Brandt to be offside. But listen, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about why Barcelona lost. Let's talk about why the streak ended. Let's talk about the difference makers, in my personal opinion. I think the biggest takeaways, and of course the Haywan of the match. Before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and of course comment your own thoughts down in the comments. And listen, the biggest reason and the only reason why Barcelona lost this game is due to, actually not the biggest reason, there is about 3 different reasons I can think of. The first reason is the absence of a man named Pedri Gonzalez. This is what happens when your best player and your most important player doesn't play, and this is what happens when you take him away and the midfield looks completely lost without him. Because the first half, Barcelona could barely control the game. They could barely string a couple passes together, and they could barely dictate the tempo of the game. Because the first half, it was only Dortmund. They were barely pressing. Of course, I'm not surprised, because even at 1-0 up, they weren't pressing a lot, because they knew Dortmund had to score about 3 goals in order to tie the game. And if they managed to win the ball, they can hit the counters, the transitions with Raphinha or Lamine Yamal. But they couldn't do that. They barely pressed, and even when they managed to win the ball back, they weren't able to keep the ball or make something from any sort of attack in the midfield. Gavi, his name is not Pedri. You can't really compare Gavi to Pedri, because Pedri is different, Pedri is unique, and Pedri gives you something very much different than compared to any midfielder, whether in the world or whether in Barcelona's squad. You can't expect Gavi to do what Pedri does, because what Pedri does is very different to what Gavi does. And that's why the first half, Barcelona struggled massively. The second biggest takeaway is Gerard Martin. I have got no idea how he is on 7.3. And the only reason why he's 7.3 is because he must have won, 1 or 2 tackles? Exactly. I am not surprised you've won 5 tackles, fam. Because when every attack is going from your side, you pretty much know where the weak point is and where the liability is. So, of course, if Dortmund is going to be attacking 40 times, 50 times, 60 times on your side, of course you're going to win a tackle at one point. I mean, fam, you would be shit to not win any tackles after so many attacks coming from your side. Because Dortmund was only, and I repeat, only attacking, not only, 90% of Dortmund's attack came strictly on Gerard Martin's side. They're not going to attack, could they? So I'm not surprised on him myself, because he had the most tackles. Of course he's going to have the most tackles if every attack is coming from your side and if you're getting cooked so many times, fam. This brother, if he plays against Real Madrid, then Alhamdulillah. We're about to see the biggest mid-off of the history of mid-off, in the decade of mid-off, of all time of mid-off. And that is a matchup between Gerard Martin and Lucas Vazquez. Yo. Wallah, that is a Haywan Dior, fam. Haywan Dior matchup between 2 bums. Another reason, of course, having Gerard Martin is very different to having Balde. And when you lose a massive piece in your attack and defense, you are going to struggle. You are going to struggle massively. Another reason why Barcelona struggled this game is because of the addition of Ronald Araujo. Inigo Martinez did not play, and the reason why he did not play, which I'm assuming, I don't think he was injured. I didn't see any sort of injury reports. What I'm assuming is because he was on a yellow card and he was under the risk. If he picked up another yellow card, he would have been suspended for the first leg of the semi-finals. Of course, now, as Barcelona has progressed to the semi-finals, all yellow cards are now being removed. So any player that had a yellow card in the past, his yellow card has now been removed. So everyone's got a clean record. So if Inigo did pick up a yellow card, he would have been suspended. So I'm sure, this is just what I'm assuming. It hasn't been confirmed. I'm assuming that's why he didn't play, because I wouldn't, if my name was Hansi Flick, I would have done the same thing as well. Because I'm not going to risk playing Inigo Martinez against a side that I had just beaten 4-0 last game. So I'm sure Araujo can do a better job. But Araujo, this is the problem with playing someone like Araujo. Araujo is nowhere near the ball playing as Kubasi and Inigo Martinez. And a massive part of Hansi Flick's system and the way Hansi Flick builds up, especially with the midfield and the defense, is because of the Kubasis and the Inigo. Both of them are two things. Both of them are very good ball playing, so they're very comfortable on the ball. And secondly, they can pick up a pass and line breaking pass from anywhere on the pitch. So when you have two players that can do it, it's elite. The problem with Araujo, he's not great on the ball. He's not comfortable on the ball, and he can't pick up the passes. So I think Dortmund understood that, and that's why a lot of their press was on Araujo's side. And I'm sure, first he made the error for the goal, but I think he lost the ball a lot, Not dispossessed. How many times did he lose? I don't think that's a stat with that. Is that a stat with how many passes he got dispossessed? Anyway, he wasn't comfortable with the ball. Let's just say that. And I think not having an Inigo, it changes a lot of things, especially when you don't have someone like Inigo, and when you don't have someone like Kubasi's playing, especially when you have Araujo. What I would have done is maybe I would have brought on Eric Garcia as a centre back, but he kept Araujo, despite the mistake that I think his mistake came on the third goal with a bad clearance. Then there's another problem. Again, I don't trust rating sites because it says Femi Lopez had 7, fam. He did not play 7. He's now been breaking back-to-back games, fam. This brother is moving like, give me an NBA player, fam. Give me an NBA player, fam. This guy's moving like J.R. Smith in the playoffs of 2018, fam. Wallah, 2018. Break off the break, fam. Break off the break in the playoffs of 2018. And this is what I don't understand here. Again, I'm not hating because I know if Fermin plays, he's not scoring. But if I looked at it from an objective and neutral point of view, I'm looking at someone like Pablo Touré. I don't understand why Pablo Touré is not getting any sort of minutes. If my name is Pablo Touré, I'm basically saying, if you're not going to start me, loan me out, let me go somewhere. Because I really think this guy's talented. I've watched this guy enough for me to understand how good he is. And I don't get why he's been faded away. Just my personal opinion. And last but not least, Raphinha's form has dipped so low, fam. This brother, his form went from there and slowly and gradually fading away. Of course, the stats helped him. It helps him. Last game and the game before, he's going to get a GA. But in terms of actual performances, this brother has been dipping. And this is why I will keep saying this, and I will always say this. There is no way in hell I'm letting Raphinha walk away with the Ballon d'Or. I don't care if a Barcelona player wins the Ballon d'Or. I don't care. My problem is not with Barcelona. My problem is with Raphinha, because I am not letting Raphinha win the Ballon d'Or. If I had to pick a Barcelona player to win the Ballon d'Or, it would be Pedri Gonzalez. Pedri would be my Ballon d'Or winner if it comes to Barcelona. 100%. I would vote for Pedri 10 times more. You see what I did there? More than Raphinha, I'm sick as well. I don't know if you guys have realized. Look at me grinding and giving you guys content and videos whilst I'm literally sick, bro. I'm ill. I've got a blocked nose. I've got runny nose. I'm ill, but I'm still giving you guys content. Anyway, my point is, I'm giving Pedri the Ballon d'Or 100% over Raphinha. I would give Lamine Yamal the Ballon d'Or over Raphinha. Bro, I would give Liwa the Ballon d'Or over Raphinha. And all three of them, I would say, deserves over Raphinha. I know Raphinha's got the stats, the GAs, the numbers. Of course, favors Raphinha. But if I'm talking about impact, an actual impact, yo, it's this guy, fam. This guy's the glue. This guy's the cheat code. Bro, we had it last season. I know how it feels to have a cheat code in the midfield. Someone that can dictate a midfield by himself. This guy is a midfield tempo dictator. And only few players are like that. And trust me, enjoy him. Enjoy him whilst you still have him. Because in about 4 to 5 years from now, he's coming to the good side. He's coming to Real Madrid. I mean, Barca fans, let's do a trade deal. Wallah, let's do a trade deal right now, fam. Put down in the comments if you guys are happy to accept my trade deal. How about you give me Pedri, and I'll give you Ceballos, Araujo, Lucas Vazquez, Ferland Mendy. I'll give you all the kebabs you want, the paellas, Dubai chocolate. Well, I'll give you some Dubai chocolate. You know how it's banging, fam. I'll give you some knafe, you know what I mean? Some knafe, some kufte, yeah? Some dolma. Hey, Iraqi dolma is elite, fam. Hey, don't sleep on the Iraq. Biryanis, fam. I'll give you as much biryanis as you want. Yeah? I'll give you some holiday destinations. Airport pickups. Yeah? I'll give you whatever, fam. What? You want what? You want train? I'm gonna give you sneakers, fam. Trainers. Voila. Just give me Pedri, bro. Pedri. 2028. I'm gonna see you there, Hermano. Come, bro. Because, bro, a midfield of Pedri, Fede, and Jude. Hey, don't let me get dreams about that, fam. Anyway, chat, this is my thoughts about the game. But the biggest game of them all is, of course, what you guys have been waiting for, and that is tomorrow between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Both, and I repeat, both Barton, Aston Villa and Dortmund came close for remontada. Dortmund was close to getting remontada. Aston Villa were close to getting remontada. That's only one team that can get the remontada. And that is tomorrow, when we are going to be giving you guys the biggest remontadas in the history of remontadas. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Watch along, as usual. I'm not backing away. I'm not running away. I'll be here 45 minutes early. 7:15. I'll be right here. Live and direct. See you guys there. And trust me, you guys might be... a lot of you guys will be there tomorrow. I know. Hating, trolling. But fam, who loves first? What's the saying again?